This is Blue Lives Matter out at the Kirby City Hall. You'll notice they do have their 30-06, 30-07 signs out front and posted. And waiting to get inside. There's a little delay today, probably due to some shenanigans played by someone else in the past. Either way, one of the things I will notice or point out is that according to 4603, I can carry a knife in here to this meeting. They won't let me, but they haven't posted it. So we'll make sure they put up the correct signage for that in the future. These are minor things, but if they're going to enforce it, they need to post the legal signs for it. So my question for you, Open Meetings Act. Texas law, you can prevent someone from carrying a knife in here, but you don't have that posted outside.
You can carry a knife in. You can
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. I'm not trying to get arrested or give you guys grief.
You're not going to get arrested for a knife.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure. I left it outside. I'm not, I also intend to bring my body armor in. It has metal plates, so I know you're going to be.
We'll inspect it, but that's not legal.
No, I understand, but I'm just letting you know in advance because I don't want, and that's why I let the citizens go in first. Not trying to cause an issue, but I'm sure you're aware, us rights guys, seeing some of the things you had on there, we're like, hey, we got to cut some things short.
Right.
So I appreciate you letting me know that.
Yeah, of course.
I'll go out, I'll bring my knife in, it'll be in the carrier, so you can inspect the carrier, and then I'll put it on.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll be right back in. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Again, guys, if you're going to be an activist, there's no reason to be a jerk or nasty. You saw all the officers are polite with me. I intend to keep it that way. I've always had good relations with this city, and hopefully we'll keep it that way. We'll pause and come back in.
Containers, can you?
Okay, can we lay this down so I don't drop it?
Got it up?
Well, yeah, I was trying to hold the bag cover.
No, you're good. Bring the instructions on how to put it back together for them.
They're not going to do it right. It's okay. That's why I didn't put the front.
They know how to do this stuff.
No, I'm not seeing the trauma plates not put in right on one side already. So
Mine?
yeah, I'll fix it. It's not a huge issue.
I was gonna say it.
Rendell, are you ready for the next person to give you stuff?
Yes, ma'am. Whose is this?
So that's why I came early to try to avoid tying you guys up. But
We did this last one, right? Guns, dead bodies, explosive, candy, donations.
the Sharp is in one of those front magazine pouches. That's just level 3. That's level 3 protection in there if you need to pull it out. But I mean, it's soft.
Thank you. Perfect. I'm gonna be ready for work.
So again, after they do all this, I'll have to put it back together correctly. You see he stuffed in the soft ballistic protection incorrectly. It's not Velcroed in. So folks, other than the police tearing up my body armor, putting it back together wrong, everything has been fine. They are not anymore restricting the lawful carry of knives into this meeting. Again, this is a lawful knife. It is not a location restricted knife. So, but if they pushed under certain wording, they could probably get away with it. Again, that's why I'm here, because lawyers like to play, oh, this word or that word, but the intent of laws, state laws, clearly restricted their ability to do certain things that they had on the agenda. They've got enough backlash now where they're already backpedaling on those items. So again, when things like that happen, we'll show up in force. I see Patrick here. I see Desert Goat, of course, Jack Miller in the back, Sheepdog 72. Huge police presence. I think 4 officers out there. So, regarding the knife issue, I'm not trying to, but I already discussed this with the chief earlier. And
No, that I'm totally aware of. Just from over there, I couldn't tell.
okay,
That's what the issue is.
okay, and so your concern was if it was a location restricted knife.
I'm sorry?
So your concern was if it was a location restricted knife. I'm not sure why you needed to see the knife.
Oh, no, I just wanted to verify the length of the blade, because like I said, from over there, he's more than welcome to bring it in all day long.
Right.
That wasn't my issue. I just wanted to verify the length of the blade.
But I guess where I'm getting at is what difference does the length of the blade make? That's what I'm asking.
Because at some point, it's, I guess, I forgot where I'm trying to get. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
That's okay.
Just the length of the blade, just to make sure it's not an illegal blade.
But there's no illegal blades in the state of Texas anymore.
No, there's not.
So, I mean, I guess that's where, I guess. Well, that's why I was going to go in and tell you, but I'll go out and I'll come back in and talk to you about that so that there's no confusion in the future. I appreciate it. Thank you. Blue Lives Matter here. I came back in and spoke with the officer in question about his use of the phrase illegal knife. Things happen, but there are no illegal knives. There are location restricted knives, and want to make sure he's aware of that, where it can apply and where it doesn't. And then here, under 4306, it would have to be posted for it to be unlawful. So either way, did that, took care of that. Officer was polite and friendly. But again, these are why we come out and do these types of things.
First, Second, and Fourth Amendment issues. I wish to address your proposed ordinance restricting firearms within your city. I know nothing of a particular attorney who is counsel to you, and so I'm making no remarks regarding that. Whether his advice is accepted or not, that's a matter of your attorney-client relationship. I will observe that there are some very fundamental problems with the ordinance. The word premises is defined in state law. In Penal Code Section 46.03, that's definitions, says, quote, premises means a building or a portion of a building. The term does not include any public or private driveway, street, sidewalk, walkway, parking lots, parking garage, or other parking areas. In the recent New York State Viking and Crystal v. Bruin United States Supreme Court case, the court made it quite clear that power of government, state, local, whatever, to restrict firearms is restricted to buildings. And this ordinance presumes to redefine that which is already defined by state law to include open areas. If I were to simply comment on the rest of it, it might take a while, but my point is simply this. This ordinance would potentially subject the city to litigation by the Office of the Attorney General of Texas for violation of state law. Local Government Code Section 229.001, the so-called preemption statute, has some very specific guidance on cities or municipalities not restricting anything much more than the state government can. There are certain aspects under Article 1, Section 23 of our state constitution which are reserved to the state legislature and may only be acted upon by municipalities where the legislature authorizes them to do so. I'm not an attorney, but in my opinion, this proposed ordinance subjects the city to a lot of trouble that it could best avoid. Under the existing state law, just as you posted at entrance to council chambers, you can post exclusionary language to any meeting subject to the Open Meetings Act, which is open to the public. San Antonio, for example, posts the Library Advisory Commission meetings, as if people are going to get that excited about what books to buy. That's their privilege. I might have a different opinion as to whether it's sound policy, and it is a discretionary authority. You are not required by law to post. The city of Hollywood Park, for example, allows carry in council meetings for a sound policy reason. Bad guys know that if you're going to a council meeting, most likely you can't carry in it, so you lock it up in your car, and they can break in. A lot of council meetings run late into the evening. Another city, San Marcos, chose to post only requiring concealed carry rather than not allowing carry at all for very similar reasons. And my point there is simply to illustrate it's a discretionary authority. You are in your rights to post as you have, but you are not required by law to do so. In closing, I'll simply make the personal observation that litigation is very expensive, and I do not think it would serve the citizens of your fair community well to pass an ordinance that might serve litigation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to 6A, consideration of an
Jack Miller, 4839 Dick Gordon. So in response to the ordinance, the illegal ordinance that is proposed, I think it's on the agenda tonight, everybody in the city should have received an email from my attorney, CJ Grisham. And if you did not receive that email, please let me know or get with any of your colleagues. They haven't. Some of you guys that are new, you're not on the city website with an email, so I couldn't send it to you, but I asked that it be sent to you. So if you don't have it, please ask them for it. It's an important email. This is my attorney that I retained specifically in response to this proposed ordinance. I will be the first person to violate illegal aspects of that ordinance if passed. And he will be the attorney, along with Grable and Grimshaw, that will file the appropriate lawsuits for the civil rights violations that will occur if it's enforced. He clearly outlined why there would be violations. He outlined the laws and so on and so forth. So I would urge you guys to look at that letter closely. And while you're consulting with all kinds of experts, I would implore you to reach out to CJ Grisham. He is, I'm a Texas gun law expert myself. He's 10 times more of an expert than I am. He can help you avoid problems with this ordinance.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Okay, I'm not going to keep kicking a dead horse because Mr. Lynn, you've already been told what you said was incorrect. You should correct yourself. You've also been told that this ordinance that's been proposed and written up is illegal. You've been told that you got the box by your in-house, you know, and I can go on and on about what you've been told. I'll go back to what I stated when you all came into office. This is a new council. Y'all say you're gonna build the city back together with unity and all this good stuff, and here we are trying to pick because we don't like what somebody did because we're too much of a pussy to see a firearm. What we call a firearm. So